guys, welcome to our van. So we just finished the build about 6 months ago, and we were living in it up until the beginning of April. So now we've got it on the market. So we'll start the tour in the kitchen. So first thing you'll notice is the light switch. So this light switch controls the front 3 lights. It's got a dimmer on it, so it's really cool. You can also dim it with these little buttons on the side. As you step up into the van,
we have this nice extension. So you have a ton of room to cut your vegetables. This is actually one of my favorite parts of the van because I had a whole lot of space for my juicer, my Vitamix, you know.
To release it, you just pull up on these and drop it back down.
Here's our kitchen sink. I love this sink. It is so deep. It's like 9 inches deep and 15 by 15. You know, we have some water here. This faucet is awesome because you can pull it out and clean the area. We also have a little soap dispenser here, so that's very convenient. We have a stainless steel backsplash, and this matches really nice with the sink and the stove.
Stove runs off of 1 pound propane tanks, just the generic Coleman propane tanks. You can get them at any Walmart or pretty much any camping store. And those usually last about a week if we're cooking twice a day. So you just swap them out really quickly. They're pretty easy to use.
We store those under the benches, so it's pretty easy to get in there.
The propane sits under the bench, and then we always keep a few extra on hand. Under the sink, we have just a little storage cabinet in here. And then our fridge pulls out from under the stove. And lift it up. We really love this style of fridge because you can fit a lot more into it for for its size.
It's super energy efficient.
Yeah, it's very energy efficient because it's top open. Every time you open it, all the cold air is not coming out. And then let's see. Let's move up to the cabinets. So they're all pretty standard. The front 2 on each side are a bit shorter in depth than the rear. But the back ones are all the same.
This is what the van looks like when it's in the bed position. It's almost a king size bed. And the 5-inch cushion is a memory foam, super comfortable. And it's like a tweed material.
On this side we've got our closet, also with a latch so that it doesn't open up.
Tons of storage in there.
We would generally keep all of our food in here, and then we'd have some water, we'd have just a couple other spare things that we didn't really have room for. It's got a lot of storage and it's very efficient. So another great thing about this van is that it does have the roof AC. It's the factory AC that came on the van, and we left it in. If it's really hot, you turn this thing on and the whole van cools down in just maybe 5 minutes or so. Moving on to the bathroom, we have a Nautilus self-cleaning shower door. So it's got like a squeegee on both sides that rubs the water off as you close it. If you look inside, we have a tile bench that our toilet is mounted to. And then inside the toilet, there's a urine diverter with a composting bucket. So we have a separate light switch for the shower itself. So that's right here. And then inside the shower, we have this nice little detachable shower head. And that's pretty much it for the shower. Oh, the shell is made of fiberglass, so we had to make our own mold for it, and then we had a guy spray on the fiberglass. So our table is mounted to this really awesome swivel.
This is actually for boats. This swivel.
So you can tighten down to lock in the rotation and the swiveling effect of it. You can also adjust the height down here. It's really awesome because if you're trying to, if you have the back doors open and you just want to walk through, you can swing it out of the way.
You obviously would remove that section right there.
Right. But then it's, you can orient it however you want, depending on how you want to sit, if you want to, lie back
out of the way or whatever.
Move into different
This table is
configurations.
also really amazing because it becomes your bed frame. So you just pop it down and it'll sit on these ledges right here. The countertops and the table are 100% white oak. So they're very sturdy and beautiful.
Our fantastic fan, so you can open it up. The air can blow either way, so you can have it turned out or in, and it's got adjustable temperatures. You can also select it to just turn on at certain temperatures. So in this cabinet we have all of our electrical. So we have a Renogy MPPT charge controller, and then we have our fuse box over here and a few switches just to turn on the pumps on either side. So we have the kitchen pump, the shower pump, and then our fridge fan and our gray water. So the gray water has a motorized ball valve, so you just hit the switch, it opens the ball valve, and the gray water starts to dump. Okay.
I cut out this little Luna moon shape as a handle.
The van is named Luna, so we had to have at least one little moon-shaped.
Yeah, we have a half
on
moon
the
on the
van.
other side, and you'll get to see that later. But
So down here we have our water tank for the sink. We've got our pump for the sink hooked up there.
this is a 13-gallon water tank.
So down here we have fans for the fridge. In summer, when it gets hot, these just help to keep the fridge from overheating. And right down here is our propane tank. So I just use this to kind of keep it from rattling around. But that's our tank, and you just kind of pop it out to replace it. We also do have some, let's see if I can grab the box here, water detectors installed around the van. So these will just tell you, if something does start to leak, you'll get the notification and you'll be able to solve it before it really causes a bigger problem. Over on this side, we have our breaker box. So we have two breakers for our outlets. So we have one that's in the kitchen and then one that's on the front side of the bench. So this outlet, we also have a little USB charger right here. We also have a vent for the bench. Back inside the bench, we have our 2,000 watt Ames inverter charger. So not only is this an inverter, but it also can be used to charge up the batteries from shore power. And then in the back here we have our two Battleborn 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate batteries. And those have worked out great. So we'll move on to the other side.
There's my half moon on this other bench. And under this bench we keep our 23-gallon tank that feeds the shower.
We also usually store our hose under this bench for when we fill up the water tank. We have a 100-foot hose. It's like an expandable one. So it's, let me
Super
get it out
compact.
and show you. But it's very compact because it just kind of grows. Okay. And here we have our water heater. So it's a 4-gallon water heater, which is great. When you're in a van, you're not going to be taking super long showers, but it's enough to, get clean. And then our pump for our shower, and this is a nozzle that can be used just anytime you want to have the hose hooked up. If you want to wash something off outside of the van,
we would take an outdoor shower too.
Yeah, you could hook it up for an outdoor shower. We used it to wash off our bikes. It was really handy to have that.
But you can also, if you run out of water on that side, you can transfer water from this side to the other side with that nozzle.
Right.
Which is pretty awesome.
Obviously, the sink water maybe you're using more often if you were to have like a gym membership or a different place to shower and you weren't going to use this water as much. You've got a bigger tank over here, so you could really go a long time before filling up again. These do have a bit of storage area. We would generally keep like our day hiking stuff in the van, And so we'd have our backpacks and our shoes.
Yeah, in this
kind of
corner we had backpacks, we had hiking poles, we had 2 foldable chairs or camping chairs. So
yeah, we had those on the other side, but there is some room for storage. Obviously, it's not the easiest access, so we would just kind of keep the things that we didn't use every day down here.
I'm going to show you guys our window cover or window sheets. These are just Reflectix, and I didn't sew this one completely because I can just take the Reflectix out and wash this whenever it gets dirty. And then we have little pieces of foam attached to the top so that they stick up there. So this is how you kind of just like shove it in. And then having the Reflectix really keeps it from getting super hot in here during the summer. And that's it. Nobody will see you at night when you have your lights on in here. We have these Velcro pieces on the side so that you can be super stealth.
So I was really happy to have found the van that we did to build out of. This van has a lot of really good features that make it easy to drive. I had previously, I drove a Mazda 6 little sedan, and so this was a big step up in terms of vehicle size. So some of the features it has up front, it has the proximity sensors, so there are lights that will come on to tell you how much room you have in front of you. And then on the sides, it has blind spot detectors or blind spot monitors. So if there's a car on either side of you, it'll light up red and tell you that you can't switch lanes. It also has a backup camera that will show up here, and then it has cruise control. Here we have Bluetooth on the van, so you can just connect your phone and listen to whatever you want. There's a lot of storage up here. That was one of the really cool things about a Sprinter, is that it's just so easy to, put whatever you have in here and have easy access to it when you're driving. So great for long trips. You can store snacks or whatever and have access to them without having to stop and go back to the back. So the rack won't be included with the van, but I wanted to keep it on to show you kind of, different ways you could customize it and how we had it. So on here we have the swivel arm, which will be included. It's great because you can just pop that out to the side and still have access to the back. If you put it down, you can open the door all the way on both sides. These doors can be opened up. Extend all the way back. On the two sides here are where you fill the water. So you just connect it with a standard hose.
I'll show you.
Yep, and you can screw it on with that. Yep, so for the floors we have waterproof vinyl. It is Cali bamboo, like a luxury vinyl. And they turned out great. We really like how they look. And they're great because they are completely waterproof. So that's the end of the tour. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know if you have any questions.